Welcome to Chalkboard Academy. Do subscribe, like, and share. Please do subscribe and please do comment that any one of the topics that I have not uploaded yet and you need them badly. I assure you that as soon as possible I will upload them. Okay, one solution we are going to do that interest on capital, and after that we move to the next. Because of interest on capital, also sometime the question asking a little technical one. Okay, so for that purpose, the interest on capital we are going to do this, right? Okay, let's see that the provision related to interest on capital are given below. Some of the provision we are going to see here, that case 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and that how the solution will be. Let's see one by one. When the partnership agreement is silent about the interest on capital, so partnership deed is not there, definitely that time no interest on capital will be allowed, that we know very well, right? Case number 2, when the partnership agreement provides interest on capital but silent in treatment interest on charge or appropriation. So and that in this condition, what are the rules, or what are the things it will be follow? Let's see. Interest on capital will be allowed only when is a profit. That point is clear. That point we have seen that in case of loss, interest on capital as well as salary, commission, bonus, we are not at all charging, not at all giving anything, right? So in case of loss, no interest will be allowed on capital. Next, when the profit before interest is equal to or more than the amount of interest, that time full interest will be allowed. So the condition is that what? When the profit before interest is equal to or more than the amount of interest, so that any of the profit you are getting more or equal with the interest on capital, we should allow full interest on capital up to this, if the partnership did allowed this that time. Okay, when the profit before interest is less than interest itself, so in this condition, what? The condition where that interest on capital is more than your profit. So at that condition, we have seen that yes, profit are there, but profit is not sufficient to give that full interest on capital. Profit is lesser than that. That time what we should do? That time we are making the two partners ratio, that how much that two partners, both the partners or three partners, four partners, any one of the number of partners are there, they are going to get how much ratio or how much interest on capital. As per this, that we are making ratio, and at the as per the ratio the total profit we are distributing. That things also we have remember, right? So interest will be restricted to the amount of profit, hence profit will be distributed in the ratio of interest on capital of each partner. That things also we have seen. When the partnership agreement provides for the treatment interest as charge, so in full will be allowed whether there is a profit or loss. Remember case number 3. Case number 3 question still we have not seen, but the condition if it is given, when the partnership agreement provides for the treatment or treating interest as a charge. So at that time, even though the loss is there, that time even the interest on capital will be there, because of the agreement strictly told about that this will be treated, right? That time we will follow. If the partnership did agreed on that and partnership did strictly told about that the provides for the treating interest as a charge, right? That should be compulsory one. That time only, that even though it is loss, we must be give the full interest on capital. Now charge, the charge means full interest is to be allowed whether there is a profit or losses. Remember that this charge, the word if it is given that as per the partnership did charge interest on capital, that time the full interest on capital will be allowed whether the profit or loss. This word you should remember. That point is very, very important. And the point number 2 in appropriation, appropriation means that interest to be allowed only out of profit. So that 2 points are there here. Remember that one, if it is given charge, so that time charge, if it is word is written that even though it is loss, there will be full interest on capital will be charge, as it is given in the partnership did. That's why it is given charge. But if it is appropriation given, that time that profit up to the profit, it will be given to the partners, not more than that, right? So one question has given there. Shall we do this question? Case number 5 case has given there. Just little faster we will do that all that things. And whatever the point you're thinking that this point is new for you, or you are not understand that point before, that point you should note it down. Okay. Yes. Now see here that first illustration number 35, and it is little bit important question, that it is different types of question. That's why it is even hot question. A and B are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio 3:2 with capital of 2 lakh and 1 lakh respectively. Show the distribution of profit in each of the following alternative cases. If you find these things, let's see one by one. Okay. See case number 1. If the partnership deed is silent, as interest on capital and the profit for the year are 50,000. Now see that interest on capital as per this partnership deed is silent, and the profit for the firm was what? 50,000. And here that simple way that partnership deed is silent. So partnership deed is silent, there is not required a percentage even. If it is silent, definitely that interest on capital not allowed. We know very well. Correct? So partnership deed is silent. Case number 1. See here. Directly by profit and loss 50,000, and we are distributing 3:2 ratio. Okay. That is not at all given any one of the interest on capital to any one of the partners. So note, if the partnership is silent, no interest will be allowed on capital. Point number 2. If the partnership deed provides for interest on capital 8% per annum and the losses for the year, that is 50,000. You could find out here that partnership deed provides interest on capital 8% per annum. Okay. And the losses has given, it is not written as a charge. Remember that. It is not written as a charge. So that means there is no compulsory, right? So that time case number 2, losses are there. So that directly loss we are distributing 3:2. There is no interest on capital we are further providing. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next one is that point number 3. If the partnership did provide that interest on capital at 8% per annum, you could find out here, and the profit for the year is 50,000. You could find out here profit for the year 50,000. There is no loss. Profit is there, but 8% per annum. You could find out the interest on capital for both. One is that 2 lakh rupees, another one is 1 lakh rupees. So 2 lakh 8% we are calculating, right? So 2 lakh 8% if we are calculating. So there down one. Yes. See here. Okay, here calculation not shown. I am showing the calculation here. Okay, so that 8% for 2 lakh. How much should be that? 2 lakh into 8 by 100. Cut that. How much will be? 16?
16,000.
Okay, one is that 16,000. Another should be 1 lakh was there. I think 1 lakh. 8% again. What is that? 8 lakh. Oh, sorry, 8,000. Sorry, 8,000. So that 24,000 total. You could find out this capital once again if you are doubt having here. So 2 lakh and 1 lakh. So that 24,000 interest on capital we are having here, right? Interest on capital 2 lakh 24,000. So 24,000 definitely it is lesser than that actual profit we are getting, right? Actual profit how much we have? That is 50,000. So that's why 50,000 profit and loss account we have taken, and interest on capital we are providing as per the deed 18,000 and 6,000 24,000, and the profit remaining amount 26,000 we are distributing as per the their ratio 3:2. I hope this part is clear. Easy only, right? Point number 4. If you checking the point number 4, condition has given that if the partnership did provide that interest on capital 8% per annum and the profit for the year was 15,000. Now you could find out that Total interest on capital 24,000 as per the 8% per annum. But the profit, how much we are getting here? 15,000 profit. Okay. So 15,000 profit. The ratio was how? 3 is to 2. Normal ratio was 3 is to 2. But we are not at all allowing this ratio now, this time. Because of that, they are charging about that 8% interest on capital. But here that if you are getting that one, A going to get that 16,000 and B going to get 8,000 rupees, right? So like that, the interest on capital will be allowed. But if you adding it, totaling it, it is 24,000. It is actually greater than 15,000 we have, right? So at that time, what condition we should follow? How much amount they are going to get as in the form of profit and loss, as in the form of interest on capital, that will be make as in the form of ratio. So that 30 cut, 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 16. So I can
16.
say that 2 is to 1 ratio we will follow. So that 15,000, 2 by 3, 1 by 3 ratio we have followed here. Because of that, profit is lesser than actually interest on capital. Clear the point?
Yes, sir.
And point number 5, condition number last, if the partnership did is provide that interest on capital 8% per annum, even it is involved with a loss of profit for the year is 15,000. So indirectly this is a charge. Okay, even word use that this is a charge. So indirectly 15,000 are there, but even though we are providing interest on capital as per the rules. So interest on capital, if that 15,000, case number 5, one point as there, that is done some mistake, I think. There is not profit, there is given loss, I think, right? Let me check. If the partnership did provide for interest on capital 8% per annum, even if it involved the firm loss and the profit, no, it is profit only. So it is given that the charge. So as per this, that profit only we have, but the profit is lesser than your actual interest on capital. So that time full interest on capital only charge. So the 15,000 I have written as in the form of profit, but this side full amount of interest on capital we are providing. So 24,000. Now you could find out that this side, debit side is more. So debit side is more, credit side is less, debit balance. So indirectly coming 9,000 rupees loss. And this time this loss will be distributed among the partners. So A's capital account 3 is to 2, 3 by 5, B's capital account 2 by 5. Got the point? Indirectly they are only getting this amount, but even after getting this, by giving up this 15,000, some losses actually arises. So that indirectly from that amount only they are giving this amount to the company. Clear the point? Any doubt up to this?
No, sir.
Yes. So remaining things, I hope you understood. Conditions, all other condition is clear.
Yeah, sir.
Now, shall we move for the next chapter? Let me check that which things, anything more
Admission.
as if it is given that we will do that. Else we will shift to the next chapter. Profit and loss account, profit and appropriation account. Yes. Similar types of question all are given there. Just you check that. Okay. Okay. Now one topic has given here. This topic also we are going to see that is past adjustment account. Okay, past adjustment. Is that this part is there in syllabus this year or any remove?
I don't know. I'll check it once because I don't remember this.
Just you check once that past adjustment topic is there this year or not, because of the last year it was not there. I also am checking. Wait. So properly. This year I think that not like that last year, it's again changed, but it is 11th one. 12th partnership firm accounts
Oh, we
partner.
have, sir. We have
Yeah, see, is there partnership, this one.
related interest on capital, interest on
Yes,
rights.
past adjustment, this one.
So we
Related
have
to
it.
interest on capital, interest on drawing, salary, profit sharing ratio. These all are there. After that, goodwill part also there. Okay. So this past adjustment we are going to see. Okay. So let's see that past adjustment, how to deal with that. After that, we'll move some. Yes. Sometime after the account of partnership firm have been closed after the financial year. Remember, this point is important for you. It is discovered that there has been some errors or omission in the accounts. Usually, the following types of error or omission will be discovered. Meaning is that what? That already you have completed your appropriation account, profit and loss account, balance sheet, all the things you already made. After made, what you found that some of the errors you have done, errors in the sense of what, sometime that you have made some omission, that means some of the things you have not written, sometime you have written more, sometime you have written less, so many other things can be arise. So it is discovered that there have been some errors or omissions accounts. So usually these are the omission can be there. Say after making that appropriation account, you could find out like that. Say interest on capital or interest on drawings, okay, may have been omitted. Say interest on capital or drawings, interest on drawings that you supposed to give as per the partnership did, but you have not given. Okay, you have not charged. So that is one of the mistake. You can say that. Second mistake can how it would be that when the profit and losses have been distributed among the partners in a wrong proportion. Say example that my ratio has given 2:1, but I have not followed this ratio. I have done what, 1:1. Indirectly what are the profit are there given, you have distributed among the all partners equally. That is also wrong thing. That is also not supposed to. When profit sharing ratio has been altered with the effect from the past date, some of the things is what there, that any one of the profit sharing ratio has changed before only, but when you are distributing this, that profit sharing ratio you have not changed. That means you have not at all used as a change ratio, you use that old ratio only, but the things is that already that profit sharing ratio has changed, but you have not followed that, right? So that time also another mistake. Next, when the salary or commission payable to a person has been omitted. So salary or interest on salary or can say interest on capital or can say the commission or can say that any one of the bonus and all the thing you supposed to pay to the partners, but you have omitted this, you have not given. So at that time what are the things we are going to do, that we are going to see. These are the can be say that after appropriation account you could find out these are the problem, these are the things actually you supposed to, but you have not done, or you have done by mistake something. Clear the point? I hope clear this part.
Yes, sir.
So now
No,
let's
actually
see
explain
that.
it once again.
Yes.
So can you explain it once again, like full 1 second?
Your voice is not audible properly, tell me again.
So can you repeat it once again?
Okay, okay. So I'm going now to the board. Then only it will be fine. This question will
I'll
do.
do it
One
now.
more question I will give as homework. Yes. Now see here, XYZ are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio 3:2:1. After final account have been prepared, it was discovered that interest on drawings had been taken into consideration. So that interest on drawings omitted. So interest on drawings of the partners amounted to rupees this one, this one, this one. See that interest on drawings already given to you. Give necessary adjustment for the journal. So indirectly what? Interest on drawings, you know that if in partners capital account, if you checking that, that will be debit. So that interest on drawings omitted. So interest on drawings, we are going to do here debit. Interest on drawings, debit. All amount debited. So total amount, debited amount in capital, we found that 5,400. Now this amount 5,400 again that should be credited from the partner's capital account only. So the total amount is 5,400 and this ratio would be what? Opposite 3 is to 2 is to 1. So total amount how much that partners going to give, that much amount actually partners first giving back, right? So that's why that interest on capital debited here, and again partners only giving that amount to the firm. So indirectly what ratio, which ratio here, check once, 3 is to 2 is to 1. So total debit was 5400, that 5400, 3 is to 2 is to 1. Now see that
One.
debit side is more here. Here credit side is more. How much more? 150 more. Here is
Yeah.
here
50
if you could
yes.
find out that debit side is more. So debit side
Oh,
is more,
yeah.
50 rupees debit, and here is
100
again
rupees.
debit side is more, 100 rupees more. So now total if you check in here, that 150 credit, 150 debit. So that Y is capital account debit, Z is capital account debit to X capital account, 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 150 rupees. That's it.
150.
As per the things we have here. This question is your homework. 46 question number. Take this screenshot and